Your PC could do so much more. It could look clean, modern, and actually help you get things done. But right now, it's cluttered, visually flat, and stuck with a boring, uninspired desktop. And worst of all, it distracts you instead of supporting your workflow. But there is a solution. After tons of research, I finally cracked the code. With just 7 powerful tools, I turned my Windows desktop into a productivity-first minimalist workstation that also looks incredible. And today, I will show you exactly how you can do the same. We'll install a blazing fast search launcher, a tiling window manager for seamless multitasking, a sleek top bar, and clean UI tweaks that make your system not just look better, but work better. And the best thing, we will also get a really efficient organization app with sticky notes. We'll upgrade your taskbar with a sleek, modern, white and transparent style for which we actually wrote custom code. Plus we will add a really handy volume control. For that we will start with our first tool called Windhawk. You can download it from this page linked in the description. For the installation, double click to run the file and then just click next until you have to choose a storage folder. Here it's best to store the app in a new empty folder. Then just hit install. After the installation, the app will open automatically, presenting you with tons of useful mods for your PC. Let's start with tweaking our start menu. Go in the Explore tab and click here to install the right tweak for it. Now just hit install and ignore this warning as we tested these tools for viruses and they were also tested by people on GitHub. With that finished, we can now import the custom code I mentioned earlier. You'll find the custom code at the bottom of our blog post, along with additional details and resources to help you follow this tutorial more easily. Click here to download the files. Now open the startmenu.txt file with your Notes app from the zip folder we just downloaded. In Windhawk, click on Advanced. Then copy the code from the file and paste it in this area. Then just hit Save to apply the mod. This looks really great already, but let's get to the taskbar now. In the Windhawk menu, click on Details here, and after that hit Install again. As before, accept the risks. Next, open the taskbar.txt file and copy all the code inside. By the way, you can also find all the assets for this tutorial on our Discord. Feel free to join and ask for help there if you need some. Now again, go into the Advanced tab and paste your code here, plus don't forget to hit Save to apply the skin. Now let's complete the look with a unique skin for your notification menu. Go back to the Windhawk menu and choose this skin here. Again, click Install and ignore the warning. Then click on Settings and under Themes choose this theme called Matter. Again, don't forget to hit Save to apply the skin. This looks really cool, doesn't it? Now let's just quickly install the handy volume control. Just install it like before. With this, you can control your volume now by scrolling over your taskbar. And if you ask me, that really saves you a ton of time. What's also amazing is that this tool is super performance friendly because it almost needs no CPU power and only like 1 or 2 megabytes of RAM. So far we focused on customizing your Windows UI, but now it's time to bring some order to your desktop so you don't get distracted by apps you don't have to open. We'll set a unique minimalistic wallpaper and remove those cluttered desktop icons that only slow you down. After all, you can launch apps much faster by simply searching for them. To hide the icons just right, click your desktop, navigate to view and uncheck hide desktop icons. After that, you can get this really modern and minimalistic wallpaper from this site linked in the description. To set the wallpaper just right, click the image and then click set as desktop wallpaper. Now your desktop looks a lot more organized, plus you have a unique wallpaper that looks modern but isn't distracting. Up until now, most of the changes have been visual, but as promised, it's time to seriously level up your productivity. The next tool is a powerful search launcher that's significantly faster than the default Windows search. This launcher will keep you focused, because when you search, you won't get distracted by other app recommendations. Plus, with built-in plugin support, it lets you manage tasks like app uninstalls or even download videos, all with just a few clicks. You can download the Flow launcher over this site with the link in the description. Click download and choose the installer here. After that, run the installer file by double-clicking it. In the first menu, you can choose your language, for example, English. On the next page, you will find your shortcut to open the search function. I have set it to Alt plus space, but you can use any combination you like. Now here you can also set up the rest of your shortcuts, but we will skip this for now. The next page shows you some short commands you can use to search specific things. Now to finish the setup, it's important to select Run on System Startup, then just press Done. You can open the app settings by just searching for settings in the app. To get the plugins I have talked about, you have to go to the plugin store. Here you will find a pretty big collection of some really useful plugins. Since we're talking about plugins, let's set up one of the most essential, a lightning fast search engine for your PC. For this, we'll use an app called Everything. For the setup, go to the plugins section and there to the Explore mods. Open the settings and navigate to this section. Now just set these 3 options to everything. If you search something now, it will tell you that everything is not installed. Click on the notice and press no here to install it. This will automatically open the app. In the app, you only need to click on Tools, then Options, and in this menu just make sure everything also runs on System Startup. Last but not least, you can also give a cool theme to your search launcher. Just click on Appearance and choose from a theme here. My favorite is the Nord Darker theme. Now you have a really fast search launcher that helps you stay focused on your tasks and gives you tons of useful features with just a few shortcuts. For me, this was a real game changer. The performance isn't perfect as this tool uses around 220 megabytes of RAM and the CPU load can occasionally spike. However, when it's idle, it barely uses any system resources. Even if you're on a lower end PC, I still recommend giving it a try because the boost in productivity makes it more than worth it. With that, your PC is already really functional, but let's add a status bar that can display some useful information and also provide some shortcuts, further improving your workflow, all while looking really clean and minimalistic. The status bar is called YASB Reborn, and you can get it from this GitHub repo I have linked you under the video. You will actually need a custom font for this tool to work, but don't worry, this step is super easy. Just scroll a bit down to the requirements and click here to download the fonts. In your downloads folder right, click the zip file and select extract, which will open up this menu. Now just click on browse and select a custom folder to store all the files. Next, open the folder, select all the files, right click and choose install from the context menu. Now all the files will be installed at once. With that out of the way, head back to GitHub to download the full applications. Go to the releases and in there download the installer here. Now double click the installer to start the setup. You may encounter a system warning after this step, but this is actually nothing to worry about, as this happens to most tools that come from a lesser known developer. Simply click more info and then run anyway to proceed. In the first installation step, you need to choose a folder to store the files. Click this arrow and select the folder of your choice. We recommend you to create a new folder for every tool we present in this tutorial. Now click next to finish the installation. Sometimes the app doesn't launch right away. Just run it like a normal app if that's the case. Now, as you can see, the top bar is finally installed, but it's still using the default style. So let's take a few moments to customize its appearance and tweak the functions to better fit our setup. For that, go to the system tray, then click on the YASB icon and then choose get themes here. Actually, YASB Reborn has tons of different themes, all with unique features, so feel free to look for the perfect one if you like. We will choose the YASB 003 style for this video, so just click install and ignore those messages. With that finished, you now have a really minimalistic top bar that fits really good to the rest of the setup while also showing you some important information like download speeds or the weather. Speaking of the weather, let me show you how you can set it up for your locations. Again, go into your system tray and in the menu open config. Now double click the config file and open it with the notepad. After that, click on edit and then on find. In this search window, search for location. Now scroll down until you see location with a city name. Replace it with your desired location, for example, New York. To apply the settings, just save the file. If you ask me, this tool is also really useful as it not only looks good but also gives you information in a convenient place and you get a clean shot of menu. And the best thing about all of this, the tool only takes up about 25 megabytes of RAM and uses just a mere 0.3% CPU as shown by the Windows Performance Monitor. This is quite good compared to other tools that do the same thing. Now with this next tool, we're going to completely supercharge your multitasking. You'll be able to arrange and snap windows side by side effortlessly using just a few simple keyboard shortcuts to keep your workflow smooth and organized. To get these features, we will install a tiling Windows manager called Glaze WM, which you can also get from GitHub with the link in the description. Again, go to the releases and in there get this standalone installer. Double click the file in the downloads folder to start the installation, then just click install and you are done. Now every time you want to do some multitasking, you can run the app and if you are done, just kill the process with the Flow Launcher. To configure your shortcuts, you can search for Glaze WM in the Flow Launcher and then you have to open this file in your user registry. Here select to open it with your File Explorer. After that, you can open the config file with your notepad like before. Here you can do a bunch of stuff. For example, you can set up the distances between the windows. We advise you to use these settings here. It's also important that you make sure that there are no startup commands here. In this section here, you can set up all the shortcuts for the arrangement of your windows. Always make sure here not to use any shortcuts from the Flow Launcher to prevent bugs. With this tool, doing tasks parallel is now way easier, and I guarantee you that you will get a lot more done with it. This tool is quite efficient. With only a 0.1% CPU usage and only a 25 megabyte RAM usage, you don't need to worry about performance here. But now, before I show you the last productive app, I want to spice up the desktop a bit with some clean professional widgets that are also informational. We will get a minimalistic clock plus a cool little weather widget with lots of information. To install widgets on your home screen, you need to install a tool called Rainmeter with the link in the description. Double click the file we just downloaded, then click OK and on this site next, then just hit install and you are done. Now we can get our first Rainmeter skin. The simple clock skin, which you can also get from the description or our website. Again, go into your downloads and double click the Rainmeter skin file, then just press install. As you can see, that doesn't quite look perfect yet. First right click the clock, navigate to simple clock, then select new version and style 1. Unload the default clock by right clicking it again and then just press unload skin. Unfortunately, the weather API doesn't work for this skin anymore, which is why I changed the code to remove the weather module. You can find it in the zip folder we downloaded earlier. Just open the TXT file again with your Notes app. Then just copy the code, right? Click the clock again and go to edit skin. Here just paste the code and don't forget to save it. Also refresh the skin to see the changes. With that finished, we can install the weather widget, which is of course also linked under the video. Double click the file again and Rainmeter will install it for you. To select the proper location, click on custom skin actions and then on edit weather. This will prompt you to open your notepad, so do that. In here you can find a section where you can set the coordinates for the needed location. You can use Google Maps to find your coordinate. If you have selected a location, you can copy them from the URL here. Now paste them in the correct order. The first is the latitude and the second the longitude. Don't forget to save the file. If the widget is displaying no weather, go to the same settings. Now navigate to the part where the weather API is and copy the API code from the description there. This should fix the issues after a refresh. Now with that finished, your desktop should look really well rounded, and now it only displays the stuff you really need without distracting you. Unfortunately, Rainmeter is not as efficient as the other tools, with 0.2% of CPU usage and 180 megabytes of RAM usage. I would advise you to not use it on laptops or slow PCs. Now let's grab one final tool to complete your PC's transformation into a true productivity workstation. With this app, you'll never lose track of your tasks again, and thanks to its built-in focus mode, staying on track becomes much easier. And the best thing, you can write down new ideas while working. Of course, I am talking about the app Tick, which you can get from this page linked below the video. Click download and get the Windows version. Before, double click the file to start the installation. Click next and then on install and everything will be installed. After the installation, this setup menu opens up. Here select Task, Calendar, Eisenhower Matrix and Pomodoro. Then navigate to the next page. For the to-do list, select what you think will fit you best and then click Get Started. Before I show you all the functions, let's complete the setup. Click on your profile icon and then go to the settings. Here navigate to Appearance. Here you can choose some color styles. I personally prefer the navy look. Now go to Shortcuts and scroll to the Global section. Set the focus window to Alt+S and the sticky note to Alt+Ns. Now speaking of the features, you can prioritize tasks here, which is really cool. And you can find the priorities here in this matrix. In this section, you can set the focus mode. You can start a timer by clicking on Start, and when you go on the 3 points, you can select the mini mode here. In the mini mode, you can again go on the 3 points and pin the widget, so it stays above all windows. With that said, the setup is completed. You should now have a really professional, minimalistic, and work-focused desktop, a really cool Windows UI, some really handy work and multitasking tools, and last but not least, a tool that helps you stay focused on the things that matter. If you found this video interesting, please consider to like and subscribe, and we would be happy if you share your setup with us on our Discord, and if you want to learn more about customization, feel free to check out our website.